how to do a print and cut of a PDF card design, a pop-up card design for a birthday. So I'll open a new page for this. This particular design comes in PDF format. It's a free download from the Canon site, and this design has 5 pages. The design has some vector aspects and some raster meaning pictures, like are inside of the cutting lines, and then they have some vectors which are cutting lines, and they have a key here on this first page showing you what it's supposed to look like once it's all done, but it's cut out in a number of different pieces. And part of the challenge of this is that the first page has so much detail that it doesn't open very well and make the cut, or at least not very quickly. A lot of waiting time, and there's a lot of detail which we don't really need anyway, because we're not going to be cutting every detail of the design. We want to cut around the card, we want to cut around the shapes, but we don't need to cut, for example, little eye details and every change of hue and shade of color. So when we import these, we have the option of importing one page at a time, but it gets hung up on page 1 with all these details. So rather than importing PDF, what I did was open the PDF file, and then under the edit menu, no, it's under the, let's see, edit, yeah, under the edit menu, if you go down to take a snapshot and you click on that, then you can drag right around the card. And what I did was try to stay pretty close to the lines so that I could grab the card and know that the size that I'm getting from each page is about the same. So once I release my mouse, and it has copied that information to the clipboard. So when I go to make the cut, I'm going to put my caret where I want the image to come in, and I'm going to click on Pixel Trace at the top of the screen and paste. There's a little icon for paste here, and this is going to paste the design. And you notice it wants to do all the tiny little detail, but we don't want to cut all that anyway. All we want is the outline. So I took it to about 225 and click on Texture Path and apply the change. So you can see here in the window, oh, it wants to cut all that detail. I don't need all that detail cut, so I'm going to take it up to maybe 245. Let's see what that does, and apply changes. Oh, well, maybe I should black it out and apply changes. Well, it's giving me colors, but it's still giving me all these lines. So maybe I'll do 250 and apply changes. Oh, well, the maximum is 255. Apply changes. Now you see what's happened is it's giving me cutting lines around the entire selection. And I need cutting lines around the entire selection. I'd kind of like it to be a little shorter so that I'm not getting the so that my cutting lines are lining up with the design lines. So I can import that just as is and finish tracing there. The other way, let me see what I did on the first one. I got it right on the line by bringing it in. Let me try again. By not taking it all the way to 255, but just taking up to 250. Texturize path and apply. And black out. It just, maybe 254. I just want to get it up to the lines. Doesn't really want to do it this time. So I can, with this selected, I could try just adding the picture as a texture. But I would need to save that image here. And I could, if I just draw this right on the line, that might even be better. See where I've got my little plus there? If I take it right to the lines, that's probably a more efficient way to do this. So I'm going to try it again. And paste. 255. Texturize path and blackout, apply changes, and import. Now I've got my lines exactly where I want them to be. The only thing I need to add for this is I'll click on create a new layer. I need to add the score lines. You don't have to have score lines because they are already drawn in there for you, but if you'd like your cutter to create those lines, you can click on the Bezier Draw or the pencil. I'm going to use Bezier Draw and left click where the line starts, and then right click where the line ends. Go to the color icon on the layer, click line style, and choose the spacing of the score line that I want. And so now that piece is done. I like to bring all of the pieces in on the same page so that I can resize them if needed once they're all in. Then I can put them on different pages as I did these others. But the process is exactly the same for bringing them in.